After a huddle or shift and before the snap, all players of A must be set simultaneously without movement for at least 1 second.
True.
True. Only A may score during a try. True. All officials must have at least one beanbag.
True.
And the back judge should have
2.
An official stops the clock for an injured Team A player, and his team thereafter requests a timeout and is granted. The injured player may remain in the game.
False.
100%. So listen last week. The goal line pylons, when properly placed, are out of bounds at the intersection of the sideline and goal line extended.
True.
So if the ball hits the pylon, it's what? Out of bounds and behind the goal line. Behind the goal line. If a scrimmage kick becomes dead with no player in possession, it belongs to Team R. True. A legal snap must be a quick, continuous backward motion and must be made between the snapper's legs.
False.
A, B, and A9 both commit unsportsmanlike fouls during the same down. Only one may be penalized.
False.
Unsportsmanlike. So it's the sitting spots. Sitting
Yep.
spots. Yep.
Get a ball.
Get them all. All the above. All the above. All right. Let's get into contact.
Here, do you have a picture of this new?
No.
You talking about the ones that look like baby pacifier, basically? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Baby pacifier.
Anything, it's.
It looks like a
Yeah.
pacifier.
They've got a little ring on the back side that makes it look like yours.
Yeah.
Everybody wears.
We saw that the Bristol County flag game, some of the older kids were, it wasn't required, it was most old kids wearing, look like a baby pacifier.
Basically the pacifier tab on the end of it, which that's what I assumed the rule was gonna.
No, but that's what we saw.
So they put the rule in and then they push it back to 2026. But Charlie is waiting to determine if we're going to enforce that in 2025. That's why I put it in the video. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. But he will let us know and have examples. What if they go for 2?
They go through two. It's a loose ball.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, contact. All right, so we'll get this is over 2 parts. We'll do part 1 tonight. We'll do part 1 in the first Monday in June. We spent a lot of time on blocking today. Obviously, this is what happens on every play.
Holding.
Some version of blocking should happen on every play. You know, there's somebody that's being blocked on every play. And remember the definition that we talked about. So what is simply blocking? Contacting an opponent, right? With any part of your body. That's all it is. Contacting an opponent with any part of your body. Rico, we keep track of the waiting room because people log in.
Yeah, I've been getting most of them.
Got it. Okay, got it. All right. Free blocking zone. So we know that we have this area, right? Where and the free blocking zone allows for certain blocks to occur legally that otherwise would be illegal. All this for there for. So it's 4 yards on either side of the ball, the sides, and 3 yards forward or backwards. So it's a 6x8 rectangle. Rule of thumb is what? Tackle to tackle, right?
Yeah.
So if they're super tight, could they maybe squeeze in the tight end? Maybe. You know, if they're super wide, it's a stretch. But tackle to tackle. We're not out there with yard 6. We all, you know, we're going to exaggerate 4 yards. So yeah, you know, so we're out there. And then the 3 yards. So basically a shotgun snap is more than 3 yards, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if they do a shotgun snap and the player has it in his hands, and then I block below the waist, has that ball left the free blocking zone?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So really tight window for them to do this. So there's potentially legal blocks in the free blocking zone. Offensive players, they can block below the waist and they can block in the back. Defensive players can block below the waist. Okay, so that's what that free blocking zone allows. Flipping is never allowed. All right, so flipping is never allowed. A block below the waist. So these are the requirements. Block has to be in the zone. We just established that rectangle box. All players involved on the line of scrimmage and in the zone at the snap. So to be considered on the offensive line of scrimmage, what do you have to do? To have a head or foot breaking the plane
Of the snapper's waist.
of the snapper's waist, right? For the defensive player to be considered on the line of scrimmage, what is it?
Within
Within
1
1
yard.
yard of the defensive line of scrimmage. The block has to be initiated immediately at the snap. Okay, so when the ball is snapped, the first movement needs to be going down over there to the below the waist. We give the snapper a little bit of leeway here, right? Because he's got to snap the ball, right?
Mhm.
So he's got to snap it and then go. So there may be a little hesitation with the snappers. But for everybody else, it can't be a step. It can't be you come up and then it's got to be down when the ball is snapped. Blocking the back. The ball has to be in the zone. The block is in the zone. The offensive blocker is on the line of scrimmage and in the zone at the snap. The blocked opponent in the zone at the snap. So if I'm 2 yards, if I'm on defense and I'm 2 yards behind the defensive line of scrimmage, am I considered in the zone? Yeah. I'm 2 yards behind the defensive line of scrimmage. I'm in the zone. Yeah. Yep. I'm in the zone. Yeah. So that linebacker that creeps up, but he's not all the way there yet. Can he be blocked in the back? He can be. Yeah, he can be. And so this is where we have to have awareness and see the entire play, right? We have to know where these players are at. Fundamentals. Blocking by either team is permissible unless it's kick catching interference, pass interference, personal foul, or an illegal block. So A or B can block, right? A or B can block. All right, blocking technique. So the frame, chest, abdomen, side, not the back. So my chest, my side, my abdomen. Open or closed hands. We don't talk about closed hands. We don't see that anymore. Open hands. All right, hands in advance of the elbow, inside the frame of the opponent's body.
You get consent to do something.
I did. So, but you have to be inside the frame of the opponent's body. However, if the opponent turns their back after the block is initiated, or the blocker commits to block, then that's not going to be a foul, right? We're not going to give him a cheap foul. So if I go to block Sam and the last second he turns his back to me and I hit him in the back, am I outside the frame? Yes, but I'm not going to be penalized for it. So to see this correctly, what do we have to do? See the whole thing. So if you do not see the whole thing, you can't call it. You can't call it. You can't go, I think he got him outside the frame. No, can't do it. Because I know he was outside the frame.
Yeah, you see a lot of coaches like into his turn.
Yeah. Coach is gonna say a lot of things. Inside the frame of the opponent's body, at or below the shoulders, unless the opponent does what? Squats, ducks, or submarines. After again the block's initiated or the blocker commits the block. So if I commit in the right spot and then the opponent does something at the very last second to cause my hands to be in the wrong spot, I don't get penalized for it. Okay. Here is a play, or not a play. Okay. Legal blocking. The open hands in the frame. That's what it should look like.
Sure.
They're gonna grab their.
Hands are advanced at the elbow inside the frame of the blocker's body. Alright? That's again, open hands. That's what we're talking about. Open hands.
He gonna get beat.
That's what we're talking about. Maybe when you do your skeezer games, it looks like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Offensive players. So when I say offensive players, what does that mean? No,
Oh, look at.
no, no skill.
Whoever has possession
Possession of the ball, team.
Right.
Team possession.
Team A and Team B are established when?
Snap.
At the snap or the free kick. Offense and defense is determined by team possession of the ball. All right. So can Team A and Team B change during the down?
Yes.
No. Team A and Team B cannot change during the down. Can the offense and defense change during the down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just gonna give Charlie this recording, but hey, here's your test questions. All right. Restrictions, failure to use professional blocking technique. Interlock blocking, so you can't grasp or encircle a teammate. So we can't hold hands and run and block somebody, all right? Use arms, hands, legs to hold the opponent, grab and resist, and restrict, okay? We've all seen them grab. But if Sam grabs me and I just stand there, am I being restricted? No, I gotta do something, you know? If it's hot and I'm tired, I don't be lazy. I may just lean against Sam, he leans against me, we just hold ourselves up, grabbing each other, okay? But if I don't do anything, if I don't try to get off the block, then we're not gonna penalize that, because it's grab and restrict. Runner may not grasp a teammate. He can put his hands back there, okay? If he kind of gets a little bit of back jersey, that's fine. But you can't like slingshot. You can't sling yourself forward, basically. So what is permissible? The runner may ward off and push any player. But open hands, I can push, ward off, and all that type of stuff. You can ward off a blocker during a kick. So if somebody's trying to block me, and I'm trying to advance, then I can push him off. Push, pull, ward off an opponent when the ball is loose, if he may legally touch or possess the ball. Okay? Unless it's pass interference, a personal foul, or legal use of hand. So when the ball is loose, we got more freedom, right? Got a little bit more freedom there. Defensive players. The restrictions look very similar. Failure to use permissible blocking technique. Use hands to add momentum to a teammate's charge who's on the line of scrimmage. So what can they do? If Sam is, or we try to block a kick, and I'm behind Sam, I can't do what? Come up, push Sam. Can't push him. Okay. Use arms, hands, legs to hold an opponent. So can defense be guilty of holding? Well, the offense can. Yep. Contact an eligible receiver who's no longer a potential blocker. So when does that become the case? So if James is the receiver, then if James gets even with me, is he a threat to block me?
No.
No, he's running, right? He's running around. Okay, so once he gets even past me, then he's no longer a potential blocker to me. So I cannot contact him. Okay. Is there anything in the rule book about 5 yards, 10 yards,
No.
15? No, none of that stuff, right? It's all about contact an eligible receiver who's no longer a potential blocker. What is permissible? Use unlocked hands to ward off a blocker. I can't have my hands locked. Okay. Push, pull, ward off an opponent when attempting to reach a runner or a loose ball. So defense. If Sam's trying to block me and James is the runner, I can push Sam off to get to James. Unless again it's passive interference, a personal foul, or illegal use of hands. This also applies to a player simulating possession. So we fake a handoff to Sam Jones here, and I'm the defensive player, and it's a good fake, and I don't know Sam doesn't have the ball, and I hit Sam. What have I actually done? I have blocked him, right? I have obstructed him, an opponent, by contacting him with my body. He doesn't have the ball. Odds are I'm hitting Sam where? Probably waist or below, right? So what have I actually done? I've committed a block below the waist. But because he's simulating possession, that's allowed. That is allowed. Within caveat. Now, if he fakes the handoff to Sam Jones, and Sam Jones is now standing up in a blocking position, and then I go in and hit him low, is that allowed?
No.
The foul, because I should have recognized he's no longer a potential runner.
Right.
That's the caveat there. So again, it allows reasonable allowance to discover deception, but avoiding unnecessary contact. When do we see a lot of this? The triple option teams, right? We don't see them as often anymore, but we do see them. And some of these teams, run, quote, a triple option offense out of the shotgun now. All right, they're just running it differently, but they're still faking that handoff to the running back who runs up in the middle there, and if a defensive lineman hits him below the waist, thinking he's the runner, he's committed a block. You know, illegal blindside block. So are all blindside, true or false? All blindside blocks are a foul.
Oh,
False.
False. All right. So there's a block against an opponent who does not see the blocker approaching. Does it matter if Jonathan believes that he should have seen the blocker approaching?
Mm-mm.
No, does not matter. It does not. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. You know,
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel.
I mean,
You should have seen it.
you know, your kid runs in the mailbox. Should have seen the mailbox, but they didn't. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, should have seen it, but they didn't. All right. So blocking against an opponent who does not see the blocker approaching. Outside the free blocking zone. Okay. Forceful contact not initiated with open hands. So if I come from the blind side with open hands, are we good?
Yeah.
We're good. We are good. We are good. Yes. Excludes the runner or simulated runner. Again, just like before. Blocking below the waist. Here's the initial contact. So the initial contact's below the waist from the front or the side. Initial contact with the opponent's hands below the waist with continuation of contact below the opponent's waist. So if I'm being blocked and I put my hands down and you contact me in my hands, but my hands are below my waist, it's still a foul. Still a foul. Only applies to opponent with one or both feet on the ground. So if I jump, I'm no longer protected, so to speak. All right. Okay. Because again, I've done something to change that blocker's target point. Excludes the runner, obviously, and a player simulating live ball possession. For this to be legal, the block has to be immediate initial action at the snap. So that we talked about. Initial action at the snap. Sam, you still got any diggers? You got any white diggers still?
I think that's it.
Still got some? Maybe we'll have a throwback uniform day.
I got it.
You got some?
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah. So this is what it's gonna look like. So that's a block below the waist, right? Below the waist.
yeah.
Below the waist. So thigh and below. Thigh and below. It doesn't matter if you were supposed to get him high, it doesn't matter, right? Because well, what is this? I mean, this is a safety issue.
Yeah.
Safety issue. Yeah, poor kid. Yeah, safety issue there. All right, block in the back. So initial contact is in the opponent's back, inside the shoulders and up below the helmet and above the waist. So if we get below the waist from the back, what is it? Flip. All right, yeah. Again, excluding the runner, pretend runner, you must see the entire block. All right. And the signal change. This is now also for the referees illegal use of hands signal as well. Number signal number 43, the illegal block one.
Okay.
All right. All right. All right. So good acting there, right? So, well, what's that? Hands are in the back, right? And when do we see a lot of these blocks in the back.
Yes.
And during a return, interception, maybe returns too.
When the momentum, when all the players are going one direction and and the runners go in the other one, right? That's when you're gonna see a block in the backs. That's when you're gonna see blindside blocks. So we gotta be aware of this, right? And so it's contacting him in the back and pushing him forward. So considerations. You have to see the entire block and focus on the initial contact. Position of the blocker's head or feet does not necessarily indicate the point of initial contact. So how many times have you heard, well, he had his head in front of him when he contacted him? I don't care where his head's at. His head has nothing to do with it, right?
Mm-mm.
It's where the contact is. It's where the contact is. That's what that's just showing there. So side is not the back. So if I get primarily the side and I have my hand on his back, but I'm pushing him to the side like this, is that legal?
Yeah.
That's legal, right? It's where the initial forceful contact is. So just because I put my hand on his back doesn't matter. It's where's the force going. And these kids are running full speed, so it doesn't take much. So don't think, well, he's got to push him hard in the back. It doesn't have to push him hard in the back. You know, it happens quick. It happens quick. Yeah. So that's the box they want to avoid.
The numbers.
The numbers.
Cover up the numbers.
Yeah. And then when it comes to blindside blocks, you know, this is where we'll get in trouble with the block in the backs, right? They turn at the very last second. They turn, especially if you get a pulling tackle or guard, and he's pulling in front, and you know, and James is the defensive back. James and he sees Sam Davis coming. James gonna take on Sam Davis?
Mm-mm.
No, no, he doesn't. He won't, none of that, right? So what is James gonna do? James is either gonna turn or go low. Or, and if he turns and Sam hits him, that's okay. But if James goes, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take his knees out.
Right.
And he initiates contact against Sam Davis low. What has James done? He's fouled. He's fouled. And that's a major safety issue for Sam. Right? So we gotta be looking for both. I'll be looking for both. Yeah. Shot block. Combination block by two or more teammates, with or without delay. Again, we're excluding the runner or pretend runner. Shot block can only occur in the free blocking zone. So if you get two teammates block somebody below the waist outside the free blocking zone, what is that?
Block below the waist.
Block below the waist. Yeah. I missed that so many times on Bruce's questions. I finally learned it. All right, 4. But
What's we got?
to have two legal, so to be legal, two low blocks, it has to meet all of those free blocking zone, blocking below the waist criteria, right? So if Sam Davis is the tackle and I'm the guard, we're gonna block James at the snap. We can do that, right? We both go low at the snap. We can do that legally. But if one of us is high and the other one is low, that is illegal block. And what is the definition of high now? It's the waist. So still the waist. So they have actually simplified this for us, made it much easier. Okay. So, and then if we're both high, there's no problem. So, yep.
What's confusing is what if you go low and then I come delayed low? That a problem?
Low, as long as they're both low.
Right.
No,
As long as they're both low, yeah.
He just said it
He
late.
said he delayed. If he delayed, then one goes immediately and the other
Yeah,
one
you can't, that's right.
delayed, that's illegal.
It's an illegal block below the waist on the guy that delayed.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. So it's not a chop block, but it's a legal block below the waist on the guy that delayed.
It does say in the rule, with or without delay.
Yeah.
So you could have a delay.
As long as the ball's in the zone.
Right, exactly.
Right, balls out of the zone.
Yeah.
Balls in the zone.
Also, yeah.
That's good initially. Charging something though.
So, yeah, I mean, so it's conflicting a little bit in there.
Right.
If you delay, it's not a chop block,
No.
it's an illegal block below the waist because you delayed,
For the second guy.
because the second guy delays it. Yeah, because they've got to meet the criteria at 217.2 criteria.
Just push the trigger.
Yeah. And why is this important? Because it's a safety issue. Yeah. But it does say in the definition of chop block with or without delay, but that is a chop block is nothing but 2 blocks below the waist. To be legal, it's 2 blocks below the waist.
Exactly.
Yeah, by teammates on one play. Flipping. Do we ever allow flipping?
No.
Unless it's the runner or the pretend runner. Yep. And again, a flip is a blocking his opponent when the initial contact is behind, at or below the waist. And again, major safety issue, right? You're taking out somebody's back. And so goal line situations, right? They try to run that trap in there, the goal line. You know, if the defensive lineman gets off the ball first and beats that guard that's trying to trap, trying to come across and blocking, and he gets him on the backside, that's a foul. That's a foul. And who's going to see that? Who's got that? Umpire. It's hard to see it, but that's most likely where we're going to see that. The quick hitter up the middle, and the defensive lineman beats that guard to that spot. Is when you're going to see it. We got some videos. But it displays a couple times, so it slows it down. So what do we see there? Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
We have another one.
you can't assume if he's going to chase him down or not, but that's an obvious grab, restrict, point of attack. Gotta get that, and we're going to enforce that from the
Spot.
spot. Nice if they would do this in real time. They go back, let's watch it about 3 times, highlight the kid. Yeah. But yeah. Pretty straightforward, right? Grab and restrict. That's what we're looking for. Everybody can see that one, right? There's no question about that. Right here, that right tackle. All right,
It is. Yeah.
so
I called that.
exactly. Did his hands get outside the frame? Sure.
He didn't really have an impact.
He didn't really. Did he influence that in any way? No.
He didn't take his speed.
No. I mean, did he get beat? Yeah. But is that
Just matador him right on where
Yeah, he just kind of escorted him right on by. I mean, you know, I mean, that I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that go. Yeah. Yeah. Now,
51 is almost holding the blocker.
Yeah. If he tackles him, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Well, he just kind of escorts him on by. You know, if you're gonna call that, you're gonna be out there for 3.5 hours. And,
He took him where he wanted to go?
Huh?
He took him where he wanted to go?
Yeah. He wanted to rush wide, so he let him go wide.
He was headed towards the referee.
Yeah.
Not the-
Take down.
Oh.
Did he keep his hands inside that frame?
Hmm.
He got all, and then he falls on it, right?
He took him down.
And that's right at the point of attack, right? That made the hole.
Yeah.
That made the hole, right?
Yep.
So that's one that we need to get. And that should be either referee or umpire. And then again, that's one thing when I said with the defensive lineman beat him to his spot, he beat him to the spot. He went inside rush and beat him to that spot. And that's when you see him. The kid got beat. And he said, I gotta block this guy. I'm gonna grab him. Then we'll fall on top of him and measure. But going back to that other one, if all you see is him laying on top of him, can you call anything?
No.
No. You gotta see the whole thing. If you just see him laying on top of him, don't throw the flag because he's laying on top of him. Right? You have to know how he got there.
You don't let him up.
You got something else, yeah. All right, so we're gonna.
Take down on 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Did he grab and restrict?
Yeah.
He did. He grabbed and restricted, right? Yeah.
Down.
Really threw him in the-
All right, and now let's wing official here. Oh no, wait, they've got that wing official there. Is he in the right spot?
No.
No, he's not. He gonna get hurt?
Yes.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
He's not watching any.
So
action.
he took off too early, right? You gotta read. You gotta read. He's guessing. He's guessing at an out of bounds spot. He doesn't know.
He's not looking at the players.
Yeah,
That's
he
where
doesn't know.
cheap shots get.
So, yeah, he's in a very dangerous position there. So that's why we say read and react it. All right, don't take off early. Because that's how you'll get hurt. Because he easily gets sandwiched in between all those players running to that sideline and all those non-players over there. When you have these backs that block, in addition to holding, what else do the referees need to watch for?
Block below the waist.
Block below the waist.
Yeah.
Because again, little guy sees big guy coming.
Yeah.
May not want anything to do with it, you know.
Yeah.
The other thing to be mindful of is if that back runs up into the line of scrimmage, he may do what? He may commit cause a chop block to occur, right? So if Sam Davis blocks Sam Jones below the waist and I'm rushing up in there and I push Sam Jones at the same time, what have I done? What's happened?
Yeah.
Got two.
Yeah.
With or without delay, right? You got two.
Good.
So, and it doesn't matter where I push, if I push Sam high, it doesn't matter, right?
Mm.
Because he's already engaged with Sam Davis below the waist. So that's the other thing to be mindful of.
Very good. Although you want to mess up, still a block.
We're not the runner, but like a 10 run, like big, yeah.
Oh.
So on the corner there, right? So, well, all right.
Well, it's almost legit.
So-
Yeah, watch
Watch the corner here.
oh my gosh, I mean, he just.
Well, where's his hand? Are his hands inside the frame?
Yeah.
Where's his hands? Where's his hands? Let's go. I just watch the whole thing.
Bad job sitting.
So
Horse collar by
what happens with, I don't know if the wing threw on this, but what happens is we get caught watching the runner instead of the blocks in front of the runner. And that's how you gotta look at the blocks in front of the runner. Don't worry about the runner. You look at the blocks in front, and that would put your eyes right there where you need to be.
Because who's at the snap? Who's at the snap? What are the wings supposed to be watching? At the very snap.
The tackle?
Yeah, they watch the end, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to read run versus pass. They're trying to see what's going on. That's right there. Yeah, right there. He's probably okay until the very end, right? And then as the blocker starts falling, what they tend to do?
Right.
They tend to grab and pull. Grab and pull. Yep. So, yeah, we'll come out mechanically interstate on this one, but this is right, so.
Like quick.
These are the, you know, these are the hard ones, right? These receivers, it's hard to block. Do they know how to block? So I don't have anything on.
I don't have anything either.
Yeah. As long as he's not ripping off the shoulder pad,
I don't have
as long as he's
anything
not
either.
pulling the jersey off the shoulder pad,
By the time he held him, he was already past.
yeah. Now, where we snap this ball from? So what should the wing official do at the snap?
Goal line.
Go to the goal line. Watch what the wing official does at the snap. So he should be where?
At the pylon.
Goal line right now.
Where is he at? He's at the 6-yard line. All right. There's plenty of space here, right? Go to the goal line and work back. Plenty of space. Clear room. Because, you know, this pylon can come into play here. So clear space. And you can see everything that happens. And then once the runner gets past this, all this here, your focus is here, right? I mean, it is what it is. This guy's not gonna make the tackle.
Right.
He's not gonna make the tackle. So it can't be everywhere. And I, as a referee, I'm watching this to make sure there's not like a cheap shot, right? Make sure there's no personal foul. Okay. But I'm not calling holding over down here, but I'm making sure there's not anything cheap that happens. But is he in position to make rule goal line on this play?
Negative.
No.
No, he has no idea. No idea. No idea. Yeah, so he is he is at the 5-yard line. And he gets there. No. And then referees, I don't know what that is. I just don't know what that is.
Don't do that.
I don't know what the signal is.
He said,
Like, I don't know. You go up and then up and down. No, that's not.
Is that
I don't know what that is, but that's not what we're gonna do.
That's a stage.
That's a tribute to Dennis. That is a tribute to Dennis and Keith, and then you go up.
Let them players separate.
Yeah.
It's a reverse lacrosse goal, or backward lacrosse goal.
All right, here's another one.
Got a guard, take down.
Oh, that's a gag. Oh, man.
Just a lot of people falling in forward, right?
Ain't nobody calling us.
A lot of.
That's football right there.
Let's see who they highlight here. So they're gonna highlight the left tackle.
The tackle.
But
He took it.
Yeah,
he turns it, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just a long.
Hands outside.
Yeah,
turn,
hands
took him
outside. So
down.
who's gonna see that?
Wing.
The wing, right?
Wing.
It's right, because what is it at the snap? What does his hands go? Does his hands say?
No.
They say they go outside that frame, right? You see that back arm turn, and then he does what? He turns him, grabs, restricts, and pulls him down. I mean, he gets the whole thing. But there's only one guy that's gonna see that. And that's gonna be that wing official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta hold your water a little bit. Don't be so quick to want to get downfield on the spot. The spot gonna be there. Just hold your water, just hold it, watch the whole thing. You'll catch that. But if you're moving, you're gonna miss it. Because you're moving too early.
I got something.
I don't know how you got it, but
I got something.
yeah.
The back judge.
Oh, that's okay.
Back judge. So we got a couple of things going on here. So perimeter blocking, right? The wing throw, I don't see a whole lot. He throws a flag. I don't see a whole lot over there. And then the back judge gets something, but now you have to be what, right? What does the back judge need to be?
Backing up, he should be at the goal line.
His goal line.
Goal line.
Now, this is goal line,
When
right?
he saw the hole, he knew the ball was coming back.
He should be at the.
I'm waiting for this.
So that's. Oh,
Nothing else going on.
Almost as good as
Yeah, I
that.
George Lex and the thing was coming back.
He's running up there throwing the flag.
He's gonna buy the referee what he's got.
Yes.
So I don't see, at the line of scrimmage, I don't see anything egregious by those, you know, again, make it egregious, let's be obvious. Make it egregious.
Make it big. Make it big.
And then the back judge is, he's watching what? He's watching the blocking in advance of the ball, right? That's what you got. But if you're gonna throw the flag, you gotta throw it and do what? Flag up, right?
He's sitting on the board.
So he's gonna call out on this guy here.
Yeah, that's what we call
But again, that's not a lot there,
There's
right?
nothing there, I mean,
it. He was already.
If he pulls into the ground, that's one thing, but on that, no.
Defensive player trying to duck.
And then even then, I'm shoot.
I bet
Yeah,
you.
running back, yeah, but-
Yeah, hold on. Watch the back judge's eyes after he throws the flag.
He just.
He's
looks
making
at-
sure he throws the flag in the right.
Look at where the hat
Get the
is.
Number.
So he throws it. Where are his eyes? They're up here, right?
Mhm.
Do we care about the number?
No.
Not really.
We don't.
We're gonna pick a yard line for the spot, right? We're gonna get something big. But his eyes need to be where? Here,
So is his body.
here, right? Because he's gotta be helping. The other wing guy's coming slowly. So he's gotta be helping him. And so he's gotta be looking down here where the ball is, not back up here. You've got an umpire, you've got a referee, you've got an opposite wing, to handle all those players behind the ball. Behind the ball.
James just mentioned the line guys got, the wing guys got a hold of the water.
Yeah, he's got a hold on that, right, yeah, he's got a hold on that. Yeah, you gotta got a hold on that.
Dang it.
Gonna watch this. Watch the left tackle. Oh, saw that view. Watch the referee view. It's the referee view on this.
Oh, 10.
Left tackle. Left tackle. Watch the hands of the left tackle.
Okay.
So who basically choked themselves? The defender, right?
Defender.
The defender did it, trying to sweep up, and then he knows he's not gonna get there. So what is he going to do?
Okay.
He's going to try to sell a holding call.
Mm.
So as far as, you gotta see the entire block. I gotta know where the hands are. If I see the hands in the right spot,
There's nothing.
and I see the defender do something body wise to now turn, twist, whatever. I've got to see that so I do not call it, because very easily, because it looks like from this angle, probably a hold, right? But when you see that referee view, it's not there. I mean, that blocker is moving his feet. He's keeping his hands front. Yeah, he's doing everything he's supposed to do, and the defender basically contorts himself in a way that
Yeah, I'm saying.
makes it look like a hole, but it's not.
Yeah.
So that's where you gotta be slow to see the flag. You gotta throw the flag there.
Oh, that's Florida State. That's Florida State Wake Forest.
Yeah, I got it. I think I got those out there.
We got a block kick. So this is live, right?
Yes, sir.
And we got a loose ball, right?
Yes, sir.
So we can do what?
Grab anything we want.
Push, pull, ward off, right?
Get to the ball.
To get the ball that you can legally possess, right? Right. So, as long as it's not a personal foul or illegal use of hands. So you saw the block, you saw the push in the back, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's legal, because I can possess this ball. That is legal. So Watch that again. So we just showed a view of kind of a defensive player trying to sell something. They get a flag. And now this is the offense trying to not do what they did, or try to act like they didn't do what they did. You do.
Grab him straight.
Grab, right? Yeah, you grab, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you grab, but then he was saying, I didn't do anything. No, you gotta do.
That's usually a sign.
You gotta do. But you gotta see the whole thing, right? You gotta see it, you gotta see it. And it didn't take much, right? It didn't take much to get that defender out of the play at the point of attack. Everybody see it? Where's it at, Skip?
I missed the call.
I know, where's it at?
What did I miss?
Yeah,
I missed the block below the waist right there.
right there.
Mm.
Remember, little guy sees big guy coming, he's got two options. You know, he can either stand up straight, turn his back, or he can go low. He went low. And so this is in front of the ball, right? So who's got this? The back, you gotta have all the action in front of the ball, you know. Probably the wing is this is an open. There's really no reason to be blocked out by this. All right.
Umpire,
See that too.
he was too close.
Umpire probably a little close.
He's too close.
Yeah, he's probably watching these guys here. But yeah, so gotta forget that. But that's a safety issue, right? It's one of those things we gotta be looking for.
He filled his water and trails his water.
3x1.
He's like, oh, he's like-
3x1.
All right, so we got a highlighted player here.
That's for business.
Yep.
Yeah,
No block on defense.
I guess who got this?
Bad judge.
The referee got it.
Oh,
The referee got it.
Because the referee went right.
Yeah,
oh, he's right there.
There's no-
Yeah. Open up right
the
there.
referee got it. Because we're close to the goal line, right?
Mhm.
So we just talked about, you know, the wing officials got to hold the water, they got to read the blocks. When we get close to the goal line, that changes, right? And the ball snapped. What do? They go to the goal line. And so, yes, still try to read the blocks, but mentally you've already changed. You've already sped yourself up because I got to get to goal line. So, but the referee had a good angle on this and was able to see it. And the only reason why the referee can see this, because he's not doing what?
Watch the ball.
He's not watching the ball. Not watching the ball. Because the referee doesn't need to watch the ball. We don't need to watch it. Once it gets handed off, I don't care. Yep. So, he's a snapper. Was that pretty close to immediately at the snap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we let that one go, right? I mean, yeah, he snaps it and then he goes down. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Yeah, that's a good clean block right there.
No.
Is that legal? Yep. Is that hurdling? No, it's not a hurdle.
Didn't lead with his
He jumped. The defender jumped. And You jump, you get a free shot.
That's about nine.
Okay, free shot.
That's about nine. Sleeping at night. That's a person.
That is for y'all. Eventually it will be for us, but it's not there yet. Right, and this is why we talk about clipping being a safety issue.
So you do like that, yeah. So he's telling us eye in the sky, so let's say, hey, what number, guy, what number?
Right, so you see right there,
No.
Oh, that, no.
and again, the defender beat him to the spot. He's supposed to block down low at the snap, and he got beat, and he got clipped. Yeah, that's and typically either goal line or backside, right? Backside. So who's going to see this? The play's flowing to one side. So that opposite wing guy has got to be looking. Got to be looking.
Hmm.
Yeah. You got 3 flags. Must be really bad. So what did I say about you said what is that?
Chop block.
Chop block. Right. You see the back step up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go, oh, that's a big guy. I'm gonna go low. And then that other offensive lineman there is pushing from up top.
Just turn.
Chop block. Yep. Yep.
Pin up top. Hmm. Then we wouldn't have no low stop. Cause the ball's getting. Sends you start.
We got arrows. Arrows are good. Helpful to have arrows on the players before the snap. Got more, so you can see. So what do we got? Yep. Defense. Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Big old boy, you hit just.
Yep. It goes both. It goes both ways. Mhm. And as a referee, I if I'm not watching the ball, that's when I'm gonna catch that one.
In a surprise.
That block both ways, right?
The other.
So where's the ball at? What do we say about what do we say about shot blocks? They only occur in the free blocking zone, and once the ball releases, yeah. So, but yeah, either way, you got a foul. All right. Yeah. Yeah, you got them both 15 yarders. Is a signal thing. Yeah. Depends on how far you want to bend down to get the signal, basically. But again, same thing. The back sees the guy coming. He goes, "Oh, he's a lot bigger than me. Running full speed." Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, okay, my bad. Oh. Took a step away.
You're right there, yeah.
He took
Yeah,
a
couple
step
of
away.
them. Watch the right tackle. Right tackle. backside, he was the backside guy.
Yeah. He took a step away.
And you got the left guard.
Right tackle.
Yeah.
What's the four?
But
Where was the guard? Yeah, the guard.
73.
72.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Which off one. He didn't block anybody, actually.
This dude had zero chance of missing that.
Put a flag in a soft spot.
That's not him.
that's what he's calling on.
That's the snap, unless he's got a chop block.
Because
Oh,
Well, he might have a chop block.
They had one high.
Yeah.
That's
One
right.
high, one low.
Because one guy went low, there was, another guy was engaged
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. They forgot who they were supposed to block. That one high, it doesn't take much, right? We don't need a lot of contact low, we just need contact.
mhm.
Because again, this is a safety issue, so. Well, so we see all these players falling over here.
Stricken 7 pound.
Oh, what was that?
Low block.
Yeah. So we're on the edge, right?
Do it again.
Then we'll see it in a second.
Hmm. Right. I thought we could add a whole screen. I should like that.
That one there, right? That's on this one,
That's on
but,
that.
Yeah, it's later.
but keep,
on.
well, watch, you see the second player, see the second arrow.
The official. But yeah.
And so again, umpires, back judges, referees. We can't watch the ball, right?
Oh, that's gonna be
Can't
hard
watch
to
the
pick up
ball.
all that clusters.
Can't watch the ball.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Wait. The umpire, again, he's already walking towards the play. If he would just pivot and turn, and it would have felt right in his lap, but he's already walking towards the foul, so that now his field of vision is like that.
Field of vision is
It's
way
shrunk, so he can't see it, it's too close.
You're,
So-
so you're out of it.
Yes.
Watch this at this.
What we got right here.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, it was at least the 3 steps and then did it, yeah.
He took steps back and then did it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like it. So it's gotta be a medium. Okay.
That's, yeah, oh gosh, I think it's turned back.
There you go.
I know you got the second.
I got nothing there. But I'm about to get a personal foul.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
that.
10.
Right there on that.
You right, that first one was nothing.
I mean, the defender kind of runs himself out of it. So, for this one right here,
That's nothing.
I don't have anything here because the defender kind of did himself in by going inside. But then that's a personal foul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of this.
There's another one there. I think
That's the one right there.
Yeah.
yeah.
So the next one. And so these are both, didn't call the hold and the personal foul, they're both what? live ball fouls, so they're only gonna choose one of them, right?
Only get one.
Only gonna do one of them,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be enforced from the
Previous spot.
previous spot. Yeah,
He gets 40. Okay.
3x1.
That's true.
That's our quarterback now. He might be the third quarterback.
So what is-
Saints, nigga.
so what is that?
I know. Oh, my God, no.
That's
That's
a
a
hold,
hold.
right? That's being holding, okay? Is that guy a potential blocker? No, it's not, alright? And it's not pass interference
I know.
because
Yeah.
it has, so it's defensive holding, alright?
He's holding him.
I mean, it's a.
GM, only.
He got beat, he's like, I'm not gonna give him a touchdown.
What is that like?
So what do we get? We get change of possession, right?
Right?
So what happens during change of possessions?
Oh, there's one right there.
Yeah. So, change of possession, right? What do we really have to do? You just gotta get really wide, right?
Yeah.
Really wide.
You gotta do reverse mechanics too.
Should be a beanbag too.
Watch this.
There's no beanbag.
Douchebag on the
Why are you beanbagging an interception?
For momentum in case he go back.
It was pretty close to the goal line.
It's close. He was
Yeah,
inside
we're-
the
He
five.
caught it at the, like the 3.
He was inside the 5.
You just going to do something?
I said he got close. Look at that.
Yeah, you never went in.
Yeah, I mean, I'd wait till he actually goes in the end zone. before I
Right.
do that.
He lined him up.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't even.
Can't anticipate that he will.
Yeah, but yeah, so the back judge gotta be slow, right? Gotta let the players run away from you. The referee gotta be slow, which we normally are. Let them come to us, okay? The offside wing official, you gotta, no, the offside, have big view, right? See everybody. And the umpires try not to get run over.
This is listen. He just got that.
Nobody got it.
That was a miss.
Nobody got, so. Wing official, back judge, right? When the ball is that close to the back judge, the runner's that close, the back judge is gonna take the runner, right?
Yeah.
So the wing official's gotta do what?
You got.
He's gotta take the blocks. He's gotta take the blocks, you know? They gotta see that stuff. And you can see it coming, right? We can see them line them up, right? You can see it coming. You can see it coming. The umpire, if you see that, can you run down there and throw your flag?
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's a safety
Absolutely.
issue.
Safety issue, yeah. Opposite wing. Does the flag need to be at the spot of where the contact was made or the yard line the contact was made? The
Yeah.
yard line. Gotta get the yard line, right? So when we say spot of the foul, what we really mean is the yard line, not the actual where the foul occurred at. So just put it on the yard line. So you don't have to throw it, across the field. Once you chuck the ball, that's the only person that can do that. Chuck's the only one. Because he is in the right spot, 30, 35 yards down the field. Yeah.
Straight in the spot.
Chuck probably has a drone going up over the head, and Jason just dropped it down where it's supposed to go. Got scramble downfield. Is that legal?
It's on the side.
He got him a little bit on the side.
You got a side and with open hand, right?
Yeah.
He's wearing white gloves. That makes it easier, right? I can see his palms. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're on the side, he's from the side. And it's open hands. So that is legal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, of course.
But if you don't see the whole thing, what do you like me to do? I see the whole thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You don't swear about life on that.
Alright, we got a punt return, so we got players running in all different
Running
directions, right?
return.
So we gotta watch out for this stuff. But what are they teaching them to do? Get in front to screen them, right? Yeah.
You can tell you like-
So 5 years ago, he would have done what?
Oh, yeah, blew him up.
But now he does this and screens him off. Is that legal?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
That's a moving pick.
Absolutely.
What's the technique though?
That's completely
Because
legal.
it's legal.
Just as effective, right? It's just as effective.
It's a moving pick.
Yeah. But much safer. Yep.
You just get
I
in
didn't
front
do
of them.
nothing.
Yeah.
Good enough for them.
I just ran to my sideline. Get out of the air.
Hands up in there, 5
Oh, he'll tell you that in a minute.
Alright, so. Right at the snap, we see a flag come in. Alright, so we'll see this angle and then we'll see the end zone view here. You gotta see the whole play.
Last year.
Okay, let's see. Alright, we're gonna see the end zone view here. Umpires, so you don't have to pull your pants up. What do you do?
Tighten
Where
belt.
it go?
Wear a belt and wear one of them shirt stays, right? Underneath your pants.
One of those,
Yeah.
state, this is state
Suspenders,
files, right?
whatever you got
See the
to.
clock run?
I don't know.
See how many seconds tick off the clock?
So if you go,
That's a great call.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
so
High low.
I don't know. It didn't.
Well,
Well, offensive
who's-
guys didn't block him.
who's doing the? Okay, go back and watch this end zone view here.
Yeah.
yeah.
This one view, I think, see it better.
No, let me back it up here. Who initiates? So we all know who initiated the first. All right, so
Oh, dang it.
watch these three players.
Yeah.
All right, so that one's clear. Like at the snap, he's going right.
Mhm.
Maybe kind of defender, correct? So,
75 is holding.
What does the
offensive player.
defender do?
He grabs-
Yeah.
He's
Right.
trying to.
He's getting
He's
to
trying
the-
second level.
Yeah, he's
He's
being
not
held.
blocking him. Is this player blocking him?
No.
No.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
It's actually holding.
He's holding it.
Go.
Holding, yeah.
So what is this?
That's actually a defensive hold.
Defensive
That's
holding.
defensive holding.
Oh, he would have.
Oh, he was.
But that's what it is. You're trying to keep that going from getting to the second level.
You have to see the entire play.
Oh my God, he wouldn't.
Because what, what
defense.
what he saw the initial low block, and then he saw the other two contact each other high.
Right.
But he didn't see that it was actually the defender initiating the contact with the offensive linebacker.
Michael was trying to get in that linebacker.
The
Yeah,
linebacker
exactly.
was running past
He
him,
was trying to keep him.
and he got grabbed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is not a 5-8.
Oh, he'll say that in a minute. He told us that. It's not a 5-8. This is big time 5-8 football.
It's big time, so.
Sure, you got on this game.
This is good.
Alright, what was that?
This is Gilbert.
Oh crap. He ended up on the ground. I don't know how.
Watch the deep in the backfield.
Oh yeah.
So whose key is that?
Probably bad judge.
That does, right?
Back judge.
Yeah.
Right. Right, yeah.
Nobody.
We got the ball,
Yes.
Got the ball.
Yeah, judge's time to shot.
So is that offensive player a potential blocker at that point?
No.
No, he's not. No, he's not. What we get there?
Blindside block.
And we got
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
yeah, we get
Personal foul.
is this with open hands?
No.
Nope,
No.
over the shoulder, right? And then we get,
On
Oh.
fly ball foul.
Wait, so you get two for, you could get two on
so,
that.
so we get a live ball, illegal blindside block,
And then we're gonna get the.
and we're gonna get sportsmanlike. Yeah. Yeah.
Does he have nothing on it? Because he just.
Is there's the,
He don't have no say.
Nah, probably not target.
Remember, it's, did the
You think
player
we target?
being blocked, did he see him coming?
No, don't
They
think so.
they did not see him coming,
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't.
so it doesn't matter, he got him in the chest.
913.
Oh.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
so this is a legal blindside block,
You got blindside block and targeting.
followed by, sportsmanlike.
Sport.
Playing call, bro.
Oh, maybe
Blindside
so.
block.
Yeah.
You got a
All sorts of
like
stuff.
kind of, we probably make that a person shot. We probably do that.
So I go from Dixon in the middle valley,
Blindside
pretty
block
simple.
on, you put it on sport like on the time if you want to. Give them a count.
We're gonna talk about that big Caleb.
We will.
Okay. You got that one, you got it.
But you got that one.
Got it now. Jeez.
Got to go get a spot.
Alright, so.
First play, too, huh?
So, okay,
Oh my God.
first of all,
So this is
where should he be?
He's still sideline.
Sideline. And when the ball is snapped, what do you do with your feet?
Stay there.
Nothing.
Still.
Nothing. Because what is it, all that movement, what's happening to his eyes?
Eyes are moving.
Eyes are moving, right, so he's losing focus.
He's trying to get his step.
So, and then he's still, so, should he shouldn't be moving at all, right? He's-
No, he's supposed to be watching.
He's under no threat if he's over here on the sideline.
Look where his head at, on the runner.
And then he sees it,
Yeah,
but he's gotta get what?
He gotta get the spot,
He's gotta get the ball spot, right?
and you got
So
players
it's
out.
not done officiating, when you see the flag, are you done?
No.
Right, Judge, he took a step back and snapped.
You gotta get there.
He was done.
Mac Judge, where are you going?
Where you going?
Back judge should be coming toward.
He should be standing on the goal line. Standing on the goal line. There's no need to go outside the uprights. Stay there.
Yep.
Where's he going? Why is
Where
he
you
going
going?
over
Why is he
here?
going to the goal line? Why is he
Because
going?
what happens if this runner cuts back this way?
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
No one's gonna see it.
That's bad, bad.
So-
No.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess they'll take the dead ball spot, I guess, but the back judge, should he be looking over here, or should he should be, he
He
needs to
should
watch
have
all
been
these
back
guys,
there.
right?
He's
Yeah,
got plenty of things to.
He needs to be on the goal line, and he needs to have all this.
right.
This guy here's got the dead ball spot.
Yep. Wow.
That's good. I give him
Alright,
credit.
that's the way.
They got it, but
He got the foul. That's the most
He
important
got,
thing.
he got lucky.
Oh,
Saluda.
Yes. What did he meant? He got.
so we got a screen pass, right? So what do they tell the lineman to do on the screen pass? Kind of let them go, right? You kind of let the defenders go, kind of let them run through. But if they're slow developing the screen pass, what can't you let them do? Watch this guy right here. He holds him the entire time.
Yeah.
Umpire. Ball is snapped at the 46. How far back should we be?
8 yards.
Okay,
Not,
so he's
playing back judge right now.
he's at,
He's a back higher.
He's playing
ball
back
is
judge.
snapped. You repass. Umpires, ball is snapped. We're gonna repass.
He's supposed to be stepping up the line of scrimmage.
Can he help officiate the line of scrimmage?
No,
He cannot.
no.
All he's done is put himself in the way, right?
Yeah.
We got crossers coming in here, defenders, he's just in the way.
You'll never see the line of scrimmage.
And he's not gonna see the line of scrimmage, so.
Yeah. He's-
If you happen to know man going downfield, he's not gonna
I'm
be.
like, he's getting out,
Y'all
he's
want
gotta
that
get out of the way. He's gotta get out of the way. Yeah.
He's gonna miss it, no one's man down.
So he's turning around. Is he watching anything going on?
No.
It's in self-preservation mode.
Yeah.
Playing Frogger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes on fire, reads.
Max guys did a good job.
Yep.
And G, on the Lexington, call, Dante said they picked a flag up on that, but
They picked it up.
Oh, they picked it up?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why Dante's with us now?
It's really nuts.
he said,
Alright, let's hit defensive player and then we'll be done for the day, okay? Alright, so there's an editorial change.
This year-
Basically, all they did was they took, you remember the defensive player, Rule 2 definition, they took the player initiating contact against a defenseless receiver is responsible for making legal contact. So, is the contact unavoidable, i.e. making a play on the ball? Or is the contact initiated with open hands? If you use open hands and it's not in the back, can you be wrong? If it's above the waist and not in the back,
No.
you can't be wrong, right?
Mm.
Or contact is wrapping up the tackle, which I know that's the one we don't like. But that's what it says. They took that out of Rule 2 and moved it to Rule 9 and made it its own letter. All right, in the personal foul section to emphasize that they want this call. They took it out and they made it even bigger. All right, so it's in the personal foul section. So that was the editorial change. And why is the a receiver or potential receiver defenseless? Concentration and body positioning, right? And it applies to either A or B, right? Because if I'm going to intercept, am I just as defenseless as, yes, okay.
Yeah.
So. And then also in Rule 9.4.3, just to make it even more obvious to everybody, I think it's 9.4.3, sorry, I had the backwards on the previous slide. We have illegal personal contact, make any contact with an opponent, including a defenseless player, which is deemed unnecessary, excessive, and which incites roughness. So that's already in 9.4.3, and now for extra emphasis, they added the receiver part into 9.4.3. Okay. So, the handy dandy chart. So, is a passer considered a defenseless player?
Yes.
And he becomes a passer when?
When he
Legal for pass. So if I'm standing in the pocket and I get hit in the knee and I haven't thrown the pass yet, is that okay?
Yes.
Yes, yes. If while I'm releasing, I get hit in the knee, is that okay? Yes, yes. Contact is allowed, but it can't be a foul if it's no foul if it's legal and not late. Okay. Receiver attempting to catch a pass. So if I'm attempting to catch a pass, am I the runner? No, because I do not have possession, right?
Right.
So can you contact me?
Yeah.
If you do those three things, one of those three things. Intended receiver, during immediately following an interception or potential interception. Again, I can be contacted if it's those three things, okay? What is one thing we need to watch out for after an interception? What does the defense like to do? What does B like to do to A on an interception? Now, blindside block, right? That blindside block. You gotta be looking out for that. Runner in the grasp of a tackler and forward progress to stop. Can you hit him?
No.
No. And is that gonna be a live ball or a dead ball foul? Dead ball, right? They're in the grasp of a tackle and my forward progress to stop. That means then the down is it. Kickoff, punt returner attempting to catch. Catch means the ball is at what?
In the air.
Flight.
In flight.
Or recover, which means what? Grounded. So if it's grounded, am I still defenseless? Yes, I am. Or has caught the kick but not clearly become a runner. So I hate the way they term this.
Yeah.
Because to be a runner, you have to have possession, right? So there is a fraction of a second in there where there's that transition period, basically. If the kick is in flight, can I be contacted?
No,
If the kick is in flight, can I be contacted at all?
no.
No. All right. If the kick is recovered and it's not illegal helmet contact or targeting, can I be contacted?
Yeah.
Yep. player on the ground, including the runner who's sliding feet first. Can I be contacted?
No,
No. Okay. I have to be what? On the
Right.
ground. I have to be on, so I have to have slid and my butt has to be on the ground. Not when I start my slide.
okay.
So if Sam Jones is coming to hit me and I at very last second, the very last second, I close your ears. Very last second, if I slide into Sam Jones's body at the very last minute, is he guilty of a foul? And he falls on top of me? No, no. Because not until my butt hits the ground. Okay?
That butt, what about his knee?
Well, I mean, that'd be a pretty tough slide.
But it could be anything that he.
Right.
The knee's part of the butt.
I'm assuming he knows how to slide, but that's true. Yes.
These ones I mess up.
Hands or feet
A
touch the
player
ground.
obviously out of the play, not near the runner. So if I'm well away from the play, can you hit me?
No,
No. And then obviously a player receiving blindside block with forcible contact, not with open hands. All right, we'll hit a couple examples and we'll be done. So did he do those three things?
Oh,
No. So was he defenseless?
yeah,
Yes. Is that a foul in high school?
yes.
Yes. That's a foul in high school.
That's good, looking right at it, watching you get up. Good hit.
Red monster with no indicator.
But we don't have any of that stuff. We got those three things. So was he making a play on the ball? No. Did he use open hands?
No.
Did he attempt to wrap him up to tackle him?
No.
No. So in high school, that is
That's
a
a foul.
personal foul.
Nah,
High school, but not.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
High school, that is a personal foul.
No,
No,
Hit him with the shoulder. He
shoulder.
didn't have any contact with the head. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Again, did he make a play on the ball?
No,
Did he use open hands?
no,
Did he wrap him up?
No.
no.
Nope. And how do you know when they're making a play on the ball or not?
Because they're looking.
Where they're looking at, right? Is he looking at the ball?
No, he's looking at crushing.
He's lining him up.
He sees it's over his head.
He's lining him up.
Bam.
Bam.
Launch.
Yep. Bam. I don't know if I'm gonna get BC film against this year.
I don't know.
Unless you can get it from Georgia.
You don't even go to BC.
Well, I get some Georgia clips. There you go.
All the rookies.
Again, is he playing the ball? No. Did he use open hands?
Mm-mm.
No. Did he wrap him up?
No,
You're laying out? Yes.
You know what day of the week?
He's gonna say that in Georgia.
What fouls he got?
Well, what was the foul? Did they say?
and why was his eyes there?
So,
What was the foul?
This had to be a playoff game, 'cause it was like that 7-man mechanic.
oh, don't ignore the titles. So did he actually try to wrap him up or did he throw his shoulder into him?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, so that's the judgment, right?
Yeah.
Were he trying to wrap him up or did he just throw his body into his back? So that's the judgment call there. Yeah, ignore the titles. They're.
Good calls.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Again, so did he do one of the, did they do those three things? Did one of those three things happen? You know, I mean, that's, he's not playing the ball, it wasn't open hands, and he didn't wrap him up.
He out that game, you can go take his show pad though.
Not in high school.
No. He gone.
He gone.
Can I ask you a question?
He gone.
If
If you're a back judge in that situation, just showed.
Mhm.
Where, playing my high school rules, of course, and everything.
Mhm.
Would you consider that a play?
No.
Well, I'm just curious.
All right, so let's say, what we say about the interception, we got an interception here, right? Is this player still defenseless?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not even gotten it back to the ground to kind of protect himself. Yeah,
You got a target foul on that one, right?
yeah, so, but now, so here's the question though, so it's when you have to know when the status of the ball, when the foul occurs, right? You have to know this. Because if you say the ball was still in flight, this foul occurred prior to the interception, that's a whole different meaning than, because really, what is that? It's an interception with a personal foul against
personal foul.
a defensive receiver.
Mhm.
He's going for the ball. Nope, now.
Yeah.
He's going for the.
Hand plus helmet. So-
So.
But that occurred after the change of possession, right?
Yeah.
So the interception would stand.
So
Yes.
he's gonna get the football
But he's not
after
gonna
the
be
penalty
playing-
is enforced.
After
He's
this-
not gonna be playing football.
Yes, he is. In high school, he's not,
Oh.
high school, yes.
Right,
Yeah.
so it's just a personal foul.
Just a
College
personal
is
foul.
an injection.
Just a personal foul. Man,
We should have.
Foul target. First foul, rough. First
Yeah.
foul, binds up. No, first foul, target.
I think they're playing on the ball here.
I do too. Nothing.
so I'm not calling that a.
That's nothing.
I think he's trying to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, he's trying to break up the pass.
Yeah,
He doesn't hit him in the head or neck area. He hits him in the chest.
yeah.
Helmet's good. but
Yeah, it's not, yeah. He didn't get him in the chest. I think that's okay. And so does Charlie. Okay. I think that's okay. But that's bang bang, right? That's fast.
Yeah, it's on-
That's fast. That's
That's
fast.
nothing.
And so if you were to call this in real time, everybody go, okay.
He probably can do it.
Yeah, it's defendable either way. You can defend calling it or defend not calling it. This one's close. Bang bang. Last one.
Yeah. The bench was moving already. Nothing.
Yeah, so is he playing the ball? So the question is, does he play the ball? He's going to make the interception, right? Yeah. He's going, he's looking at the ball. Is he looking at the players? Who's
Yeah.
looking at?
You got four.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got four eyes on the ball.
Yeah, he's got his eyes on the ball.
You got his eyes on the ball.
And he's actually thinks he's gonna be able to pick this thing off, and then the offensive player jumps in right in front of him.
It looks bad.
It looks bad, but there's no foul. And this could be an angle thing, right? You could very easily have the wing official throw his flag. The back guys come in and say, no, he was making a play on the ball, or he used open hands, or the vice versa. And so as a wing official, you need to have the maturity to hear that from your back judge and pick the flag up. This requires communication because it's all about angles. And the angle that you may see may be different. And so if one of your partners comes to you and says, no, I saw this, you need to have that, you need to have the maturity to pick the flag up. And referees, you need to slow down to give your crew a chance to have that conversation.
Yeah.
All right, have that conversation.
Hey, we don't see that often. Is that close enough to wrapping up like the way, cause he had him for.
I would say he's making a play on the ball, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but say
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
wasn't looking at the ball, would we still be close enough on
Yeah,
that?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of tackle. So,
Yeah.
Again, if he's not, I mean, what they want to avoid is the shoulder or the forearm, into the guy's chest, head, neck area, things like that. That's what they want to avoid. So if you're like this, and you're trying to catch it, or you're going like this, you kind of like, some of them, they've got to tackle and then they don't want to tackle. They kind of protect themselves trying to make a tackle, which is very odd. Then that type of stuff. But yeah, so there's a little bit of gray area in there. But just because they both hit the ground very hard doesn't make it a foul. But we need to be able to see the entire play. Any questions? All right, y'all have a good Memorial Day.
I got
And
everything.
we will see y'all in 2 weeks.